Hey guys, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be tackling another topic. But this time, we are starting a new series on this channel that I'm going to try and do weekly, but I can't necessarily promise it, and that is book culture. Basically, what I'm going to be doing in this series is I'm going to be tackling something from my books and how they are really important to the culture of the books. Today's topic does come from my first book, Sting's Adventures 1, Rise of the Descendants, which you will always be able to find in every single one of my videos down in the description below, except for books before it was released. So, yes. In today's episode, we will be tackling the elemental beasts. Now, what exactly are the elemental beasts? In Sting's Adventures 1, the elemental beasts are kind of a last minute thing that you don't really see too much of. The two major ones that you get to know are, of course, Ultima and Fierce. These, of course, being the serpent, or the sea serpent, and the phoenix, respectively. However, there are a lot more elemental beasts than that. First off, there are 9 elemental beasts that use one element, and that makes sense considering the fact that there are 9 elements in the Sting's Adventures universe. Then there are 18 that have 2 elements, mostly so that we can have 2 elemental beasts that each have, well, 2 elements. So, yeah. Then, of course, there are the 3. The big 3 are these. Oh wait, I miscalculated. There's not 18. There's 9 elemental beasts that have 2 elements because, like I said, there needs to be each beast. There needs to be 2 of each element. It's complicated. The next one are the 3 big beasts. These beasts are ones that have 3 elements, and they aren't shown in the books. However, they will be rather important in the future, considering the fact that they are, well, really important to the story, such as the Griffin, the Chimera, and I'm forgetting the last one at the moment, but I will definitely be telling you more about them in the future. Then, of course, there are the 3 ultra big ones. These beasts are the 9 are able to use all 9 elements to their full potential. These beasts are Primal the Dragon, 9 the Human, and of course, Beastmaster. These 3 beasts are the most powerful beasts and are only ever shown far into the future, with 9 only being accessible to Sting after he has gained a beast of each element. Which, like I said, that's going to take quite a while, and I'm pretty sure that it won't even happen until the 3rd book, but I could be mistaken on that point. Now, of course, since these beasts are so rare, it's quite a challenge to find them. The main beasts that you need to be aware of course, though, are the 9 single element beasts. These beasts are extremely special considering the fact that they have the ability to transfer their power to someone who doesn't possess the item, which is actually something that we should discuss before we get into this. Each beast has an item. For example, 9 uses a ring. Very similar to this one, but it's obviously different due to the fact that it's not this exact ring. I just like to use this as a representation when I'm drawing it. 9 is able to only be accessible through the ring, and each beast has their own object that allows them to be summoned. For example, Ultima, which was the sea serpent, was only able to be accessed through, of course, the sword, which is a far thing into the story of the book, and Fierce is only accessible through the shoulder pad, which, again, that shows up later, and I'm trying to avoid as much spoilers for the series as possible. So, yeah. But these beasts have special powers. The 9 beasts that are a single element are kind of weak in most regards. Only able to use one element does mean that their use in battle is actually a much smaller amount than certain other beasts, which means that the best use of their powers is actually to multiply themselves. In order to do that, they allow their owners to mark their friends or their family with a special mark that allows them to summon a weaker version of the beast. For example, the Chosai family, who is responsible for Voltage, actually has a mark on their chest of a blue wolf. This will allow them, when needed, they are able to summon a weaker version of Voltage, allowing him to, of course, help them out. Characters like Xion are very prevalently going to be using him, but others do use him in the future. Another important thing to note is that elemental beasts have 3 major forms that are commonly used. The first form is when you say Bakuna Aya, which translated from Asio to English would mean assist me. This basically summons forth the beast in their normal state, allowing them to fight alongside you in whatever situation you're in. The next form is Abam Aya, which, while translated would mean attack me, it's not actually what they are meaning for this. It basically transforms the beast into a specific weapon that contains the elemental properties of whatever they are. For example, Voltage will commonly be changed into daggers when needing to fight, while someone like Ultima will often change into elemental claws, 1 fire and 1 water, and so on and so forth. The next form is Yanar Aya, which, interestingly, both of those 2 names are actually the names of 2 beasts, Yanar, the unicorn, and Abam, the Yeti. These 2 beasts are the Ice Beast and the Light Beast, not respectively. Switch them around. These 2 beasts are very strong in their respective fields, but they are also very strong in the opposite field, meaning that Yanar is actually very powerful as a weapon, so strong in fact that his weapon form is a spear that gives whoever is using him a lot of distance, and also can wipe out any enemy very easily. And Abam is able to create a shield that will actually shield whoever's using him completely, and it's quite fun to see what will exactly happen. You'll see in the future. But there is a 4th form, which is called the Nakul Aya, which, of course, if you know the language, you know that Nakul is the word for true, which means that this will actually change them into their true form, the true form that they were originally before they became an elemental beast, which, of course, is an elemental. These beasts were originally elementals, and each of them were given a singular crystal to be used to allow them to change into these new forms and help any other races. An important thing to note, though, is that certain beasts are actually multiple elementals. For example, Primal, the dragon, is actually 9 elemental beasts forged into one, meaning that he is not the prettiest specimen to look at in his true form. So definitely be aware of that when you get close to that point in the story, which of course doesn't really happen until, well, the future. You'll see. Now, what exactly is the reason for the elemental beasts, besides of course being weapons and being able to help others? Well, they actually serve an important purpose for many cultures. Like I said, the Chosais, which are Kodakians, serve Voltage and will have and Voltage serves them. In that way, they work with Voltage as assassins to save, of course, their people, protecting all of Kodakia from within the shadows, almost making them ninjas, but they're not quite. One of the reasons why Electro Ninja picked up the name Electro Ninja is because of the fact that he found out about how ninjas worked on Earth and decided to take up the name for himself. The exact details are not actually 100% yet, however, they are something that is rather interesting in my opinion. So, yes, that is some of the importance of the beasts. But other beasts, like Fierce, are actually considered gods to certain races, such as the Phoenix race. They believe that Fierce is the Phoenix god because of the fact that in his normal form, he is a true Phoenix, while the Phoenix race is actually humanoid and for some reason unable to have children or die, which is rather impressive considering the fact that the race technically didn't exist until after the events of the Universe War, the first one, which, as if you've read the book, you know the Universe War is extremely important and the reason for a lot of the elemental beasts. So, yes, the elemental beasts are rather important. But why are they so important to the story of the books? Well, quite simply because they are the most powerful creatures in the universe. The only ones that are able to beat someone who is able to use all of the elemental beasts is, of course, Sting and God himself, which is rather important. Not even angels in this book, in the Sting's Adventures books, are able to beat someone who is able to use all of the elemental beasts. However, the important thing to note, though, is that being able to use all of the elemental beasts is a much harder challenge than you would expect. In fact, Sting isn't actually able to use all of the elemental beasts when you guys first meet him in Sting's Adventures 1. He's only able to use about 9 of them, which for a normal human is still extremely impressive. However, the ability to be able to use that many is extremely surprising. The only other person that will actually be able to use these amazing beasts are people like Light, Zadar, and Black Cat. No one else. And most of the reason for that is because of how long the 3 of them have lived. There are a few others who are able to command all of these beasts, but most of them are extremely old and would prefer not to. People such as the king of the Changeanoids, and a few others that will be introduced in future books, but even still, most of them are not someone that you would really want to trifle with anyways. So they don't really have any reason to use an elemental beast. except for if they had to fight against Sting for some reason. The only person that they would actually ever have even reason to use an elemental beast, of course, is Black Cat, who is, of course, the main antagonist for the series. But even if any of them could use all of the elemental beasts to take down Black Cat, they wouldn't be able to use all of them to defeat him. Quite simply because of the fact that Black Cat is so powerful that only with every single elemental beast and a lot of extra power does Sting actually be able to beat Black Cat. So, definitely something important to keep in mind. Especially for the future. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, then definitely leave a like and comment. What do you want to know about the Sting's Adventures universe, or any of the universes that are in the Intrepid Books library? Which I am currently working on a website to allow you guys to actually learn more about this stuff. But anyways, guys, I have been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!